Hello, everybody. I hope you can all hear me. I say that, but I don't have a fucking clue. I am so sorry. That's too big a logo. There we go. I'm having to use this differently. I'm so sorry, folks. Like, this is. Oh, it's a fucking joke. I'm not even kidding. I sent them the link, Zodiac. I dropped it, so I'm hoping they all appear. But I'm going to delete the other one now. Where's the other one? There we go. I'm that's just getting deleted. Hold on. Again, this is not my fault. I have got no fucking clue what happened. I really don't know. Right, where's the chat? There we go. I'm not in StreamYard. I'm using Restream, a whole different platform. But I had to upgrade just to get my fucking backgrounds and shit uploaded, which is fucking annoying. So there's an extra 20 quid that I've had to spend. Fucking bullshit. Again, I'm sorry that it hasn't worked directly for everybody. I really am. But I'm absolutely, you can tell I'm not particularly happy. Because again, I prepared such a good stream for everybody. That was the plan. And then this happens. So I really am sorry. See if I can just delete this link. I'm sorry. Hold on. I need to make sure I can get rid of it. This is the annoying part about if you've got stuff you want to do. Shit happens, and this is certainly part of it. Why won't you fucking let me delete? Fucking ass. Oh, it's just get to 1,000 subs so we can donate. Well, to be fair, technically people can. Like, people can, if I was to have, like, if I was to use, like, a Cash App link, for example. I don't have one. But if I had a Cash App link, you could technically donate that way. But I don't do YouTube to make money off you guys. I do it because I like to have fun. And I can make a shitload of fun by doing it this way, you know, but it's bollocks. I've got nothing against Restream. I'm not particularly used to it. But at least here's your comments this way. How about that? Your comments are directly on the screen. But I hate the shit that comes from it. It doesn't do me favors. It's never worked for me that well, and I prefer doing things my way. I do things differently. Yeah, I mean, I've got the money. It's okay. I don't mind. I just don't like the fact that I've had to. I spend enough on StreamYard a month just to use it when StreamYard is a joke anyway. And the reason why StreamYard is a joke is because I've got a maximum of like 400 hours of the stream before, and then if it runs out, there's no more bigger upgrades than that. 400 hours is the max I can do. Once I get to 400 hours, that's it. I have to start deleting previous broadcasts or recordings just to keep doing it. I don't know what Restream is in terms of that quality, but I'm going to have to fiddle about it. I might get to the point where I might just move everything from StreamYard over to Restream And then maybe I just use Restream going forward. I don't know, but I'm going to have everything added on anyway. So, again, I'm going to end up being grumpy and all that shit, and that's wrong. I'm sorry. But I don't come here to moan to you guys. I come here to talk pro wrestling. Because what am I? I'm a pro wrestling fan. I'm a pro wrestling content creator. Let me see if I can add... That logo is not the logo I like. Hold on, I want to add the proper logo. At least I've got the video on here. I just need to find a way to get that. I'm going to have to do this all later on. Which is absolute fucking joke. So I do apologise in advance, folks. I really am. Let me see if I've got them here. That one. Taking the fudging piss. Gonna have to upload all these as well, which is really annoying. As you can tell, folks, the mood is crap. And I'm sorry. Right, back of that one, and then that one. That one. You can see the entertainment of when I get annoyed. It's absolutely funny. I need that one. I need that for banter purposes. I'm not kidding when I say there's a lot here that I need to make sure is uploaded. Got them. Need that one. Fuck it, I don't care. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Absolute evil bastard. This better not disconnect again or I'm going to be so fucking angry. That one. Check. Yes. Back. Here. Yes. Back. Here. Yeah. Come on. That. Upload. Oh, fuck's sake. Ugh. This is really getting on my effing fucking nerves. And I'm trying not to lose my temper. I'm sorry. Stop taking the fucking piss out of me. Need all these as well because it's absolutely funny stuff, that's why. Banter, banter, come on, where is it? Just another. You know what? I give up. Fuck off. Absolutely doing my fucking head in. Reece could take the ringmaster gimmick to new heights Steve Austin only dreamed of. I would actually make it interesting. Who would win the wrestling match between Bret the Hitman Hart and Zangief from Fight Street Turbo 2? Ooh. You know what's funny? See, for the whole thing, I think it would be a draw. Absolutely. I would make sure I'm still in. Damn right, I'm pissed. I watched more Mercedes Pros and I'll admit she isn't as bad as I thought, but she is tedious. See the funny thing is, see if you just give someone a chance, it's fine. Tedious I can live with. But you need to start giving her a fucking chance. I wonder if I'll be able to link directly from Restream from my phone. And that means I can do it that way. Instead of having to connect and disconnect and blow my balls off. Which I'm not going to do, don't worry. I like where they are. My phone is going to join in, don't worry. Right, okay. My phone is in the background, so let me just quickly add some stuff from here. So if you want to do it fast, you do it this way. There's no way it's going to stop me this time. Right. You, 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 and you. I need that one because we've got the sit. I forgot about the sit down shows. We've got to do another one of those soon. They're all fun. That one. Those two, they're good memes. That one for Rage Mode. I know this isn't the greatest idea. It would get a serious number of views. It would. Really got my balls in a Sal shirt here, Captain. Only you've got some, and that's for sure. That one to just because it'll be absolutely entertaining just to wind people up. What's next? If these all show as logos, I'm gonna laugh. Yeah, they're all came up wrong. Shit. I'll get the logo and I'll deal with the rest later. I'll fucking electrify anybody. There we go. Wrong one. This is the one. We fixed it this time. Swear to God, if you want to live happy, don't suffer like me. Check. Check. Yes. That one. That one, because I'm too damn good. This is funny. It has. Nah, that one doesn't work. It's too shit. No one here. Nope. There we go. That should be hopefully everything now. So if I do get rid of you, get rid of you. Say get rid of you, you fucking sack of potatoes. If anything, this is the funniest start to a show we've had. If I just get the logo, where's that shitty logo? No, it's not really shit. It's a great logo. Where are you? You're getting on my nerves. There. They are indeed trying to recruit Statlander, which is an interesting phase. There we go. Top corner. Thank you. Now, just to express my pain, this is how I feel right now. But at least when I'm absolutely at my peak, this is me. The only thing I can't seem to add, though, okay, that actually does work. These video backgrounds are cool. What I'm trying to sort out is the pain. Because I had to come off something different, which is crap. He's just a fanny. Right, am I able to upload? Because the only thing I don't have... Can't play that because it's the Undertaker's theme song. Okay. Okay, there we go. Right. Time to kick my phone out of here. Ugh. Right, the phone's gone. Ish. And I don't like that background, it looks too shit. What's this one? Oh, that looks super crap. There we go. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I really do apologise for all the absolute carnage we've had tonight. And lo and behold, it's not my fault. For once, I was actually ready to go. But StreamYard decided, nah, fuck you, mate. StreamYard chose to go, fuck you. I'll do all these behind the scenes as well when I'm done. We don't need that. We need this. StreamYard is, honestly, I love StreamYard, but I hate the fact it's become such a problem. Like, it's become an absolute problem, and I can't actually deal with it. We're going to come on to MJF tonight as well, Robert. Don't you worry. We're going to come on to them tonight. I swear to God, see if StreamYard's now working. I'm going to be absolutely pissed off. No, StreamYard's still down. I actually don't know what is going on with StreamYard. That's the thing. No, I'm not bald. And I don't have and I still have eyebrows and my teeth are better than his. But it's just a reality. I had this, I'm not even kidding. I created that stream during Summer Blockbuster last night. I've had the stream up since last night. Ready to go. And then StreamYard's like, we're just going to be an Uber-sized dick. We're going to cost a lot, and then we're going to fuck you up. That's Uber for you. Absolute cockwombles. You know what else is worse? I actually don't have the... This is what I don't even have the bit at the bottom. So I need to draft a new one. So let's see. I'm gonna make this a new one. Exactly. It was there to go. So you can tell my rage is genuine. Let's see how this looks. Ah, there we go. But make it slower. Yes! There we go. Exactly, Maria. That's what matters. We're all here ready to go. And I can hide that as well. Sweet. I'm not, as you can tell, I'm not overly used to StreamYard. Not StreamYard, Restream. I'm not. But the good thing is now we've got access to all these. That's too shit. Let's go for... That's crap. You know what? I like the sound of rain, so this is going to be a pouring stream. Not boring, pouring. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the weekly Steelchair. We'll do it properly, and we'll even give you what you really enjoy. So on screen now. it's good to at least get the intro video in. At least. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are here to review 4 hours of professional wrestling content. We are here to review AEW's Dynamite and Collision Summer Blockbuster events. 4 hours of wrestling. We're here to go through with it. So, sit back, relax, grab a drink, have something with you to eat, punch a few walls on my behalf, please don't. But we are certainly here to do what we do best, and that is talk pro wrestling, have fun, be inclusive with our community, and make it feel the way it should. Welcoming, fun, informative, and not a way to make you want to kill yourselves, because that's not how we do it around here. We don't want to make you dull, dismal, like Busted Open. We don't want to make you give up on pro wrestling, like JD from New York. We are here to simply enjoy pro wrestling at its finest. So, before we begin, what did everyone genuinely think of the Summer Blockbuster? What did we all think? And if you're new to the Weekly Steelchair, please hit the like button. Please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. Please share this stream, and let me know what you think as well about the channel. Let me know what you think is good about the channel. Let me know what you'd like to see better of. Let's make things happen. Restore the feeling. They don't have to worry about that because last night was a great show. Action-packed is a very good way to put it. It absolutely bloody was, sir. I'll say this as well. Everybody shone last night. Not like what I mentioned about the other day about WWE's women were outshining the men. This show, everybody did their best to shine. You want to see Mexican wrestling reviews? You got it. Liked it. First half was better than the second half. I actually think you're right. I think the second half was good, but I do think you're right. More watch-alongs are coming. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. Gringos are boring. Yeah, Conan would agree. Conan would agree with you. Los Gringos, man. I remember. I was there with the promos. It was a very newsworthy AEW show. That is a very interesting way to put it, Maria. That's a very interesting way to put it, and I thank you for that. That I actually quite like as a take. That I like as an alternative point of view. That is exactly why this community is top tier. Because not everybody thinks the same. You all give different perspectives. You give a different variety of perspective. And that is the truth. The whole truth. And nothing but the truth. Because what does the truth do? Oh yeah, he was. Don't worry, he was. He was absolutely horseshit. Because that's Conan. But what does the truth do? You would like to see me in a luchador mask. There's just one problem. I don't have one. But I'll at least give you one glove man back. Zodiac straight in. A lot of places to go. Hangman telling the Bucks to stay out of Swerve's business. FTR mentioning Colt. Death Riders recruiting Stat. Yeah, there was a lot in that show. There was a lot tying into one. And this is the thing. Tying into one is what storytelling is, ironically, all about. Will versus Swerve was top 5 best Dynamite matches ever. Not a bad shout. I think it's a whole lot better than where it was meant to be. And that's what really counts. If it wasn't going to be like that, we would be in massive trouble. So I'm actually kind of glad that that's not the case. I really am. But if you are obviously new to the video, please hit that like button. I really do appreciate it because it will help your chat as well. Emojis in the chat, reactions, all of that helps the algorithm, helps the channel get out there. Because you never know who shows up. You never know. But what's that song? It's a very interesting song. It's a really good one. Oh yeah, The Memory Remains. What I didn't like about the opening bout is it involved the old farts. I did like Ospreay serving Swerve. So let me get this straight. And this is not me coming at you or anything like that. I'm not putting you down, guy. This is just a simple question to you then. So you didn't like it because of the older talents involved in the segment, but you liked Ospreay saving Swerve. What is it about the older talent you don't like? Because here's the thing, they're all establishing the next part of the story. So what is it you don't like about them being involved? Because at the end of the day, they're fundamental. Okada versus Kenny just got a lot interesting. Yes, it did. I tweeted something very interesting last night, and I'm going to say what I said word for word. The mighty tables have turned. How long do you give Mr. Iguana before the hype dies down? 3 weeks. James, good evening. Predictions champion. Bloody chaotic day at work. Reason why I'm late. Well, I'm going to tell you, mate, you're not late. Because StreamYard decided to break. So I had to go to StreamYard, upgrade, and then go live. So this is a whole new stream, and we've got 17 people watching. So, in general, you're not late, you're on time. So welcome. Darius, my good buddy, top 5 best Dynamite matches ever, in quotation, gives you something to think about when somebody pops the question. You can pop that question anytime you want, but the question's always going to be the same. Booyakasha! Zodiac, oh yeah, I didn't even mention Kenny's internal injuries he had to have. Never seen anything like it. I know. Funny you say that. I was just watching a video of how Load and Reloaded are on underrated albums. Yeah, they are. They're phenomenal. I'm talking about the Young Bucks. Yeah, we don't call them the Young Bucks on this channel anymore. We have to use their proper name, just the Bucks, because calling them Young Bucks, it just doesn't make sense. But they are pivotal to the story. To be fair, I can see why you don't like them. I'm not going to take you on that one. I'm not going to blame you. But when you look at it from a fundamental aspect, they are important to the story. Just like I cannot stand Roman Reigns, but if it's a bloodline story, he is fundamental. You have to keep the fundamentals. Zodiac Load is underrated as fuck. It is. Aaron Loves Wrestling Podcast. Hello there. I'm attending All in Texas, and Omega vs. Okada is going to be awesome watching live. I think it's going to be the main event. I've been saying it since January. I think it's going to be the main event. If it's not, I'm okay with that. But personally, I think it's going to be the main event. Marianne Faithful was awesome on the track. Give me them goosebumps. I love the new AEW Unified Championship. We're going to come to that at the very end of this part of the 4-hour review. But I actually want to ask that. Everybody, in your opinion, what do you think of the Unified Championship? It reminds me of one title. The Founding Fathers, yep, absolutely. From what I've seen on the highlights, Dynamite was definitely intriguing. It felt, to quote someone very important, it's going to be a whole lot more important than last week's show. Now, who am I talking about? Absolutely. The blood out the mouth was a little bit necessary. I see why you're thinking that. I have a counterpoint to this. I'm going to come to it later on, but I have a counterpoint that might maybe sway you a little bit, but I understand where you're coming from. I watched their 4 New Japan matches, and Omega and yeah, they were phenomenal. I'm not either. I would have preferred AEW Intercontinental Championship because no one actually definitively owns the rights to the Intercontinental Championship. So I would have preferred that. I think it's a way to limit Kenny's work before the All In match. The funny thing is, and I see where you're coming from, I like it because it's a solo championship. I would have preferred if you pay homage back to New Japan as a partner. I would have made this a white strap Intercontinental title for AEW that goes to all in New Japan and be defended as well. You know what I mean? Don't worry about the last part, and I'll explain why. Don't worry about it. Yeah, Pinchy, you're spot on. You're spot on. Trust me when I say this, you're gonna like it. Darius, the name isn't all that rollable off the tongue, plus there are free performance-specific side plates because someday KO Okada is going to lose that belt, then what? So the title belt is going to stay the same, but the belt's going to come off. So those plates will just be removed. It's going to be, weirdly enough, it's similar to what WWE does. The main belt's going to stay the same. They'll remove the side plates to give somebody, like the new champion, their own plates. I actually think going forward, that is the best way forward because it doesn't damage the belts. But I'm eager to see who gets what. Like, is MJF, for example, if he wins this title, is it just going to be a Burberry scarf? I wouldn't mind that. Adam Cole, AC. I'm eager to see. True. Not a bad thing to say either. And believe me, it's not. It's not a bad thing to say. But here's the thing. So many companies all use similar names. It's not a damaging thing. It's not entirely damaging. But if it's carbon copy, like the belt design, then it's a problem. I think if it's a title name, it's not an issue. Because there's always going to be a world champion, regardless of the company. There's always going to be some form of mid-card championship, like the company itself. I don't think it's going to be a major problem if we get an AEW Intercontinental Champion or an AEW United States Champion, because let's be real, it's everywhere. The only definitive title that stands out right now on its own platform is the X Division title or maybe the Global Championship. But that includes the New Japan one as well. So we have a huge concept. The international title is a good one. Could you have renamed the international title to the International Heavyweight Championship? A throwback to the 80s and the 90s? Maybe. But the unified title, at least they're not going generic. Television title's a good one as well. I like the television title. You can't go wrong with a TV title name. At all. We have 18 people watching across YouTube and Twitch. Thank you all. I really do appreciate it. We're certainly going to have a lot of fun tonight. That's for sure. TV title was WCW, but there was TV titles before that. The NWA was heavy on the TV title as well. Ah. I have an idea. They probably will, Fernando. You're not wrong. Ladies and gentlemen, I think our new commenter here, I think he's earned a place to come on the show. Just like everyone else has earned a chance to come on the show. What do we think? Should we invite Aaron Loves Wrestling on the channel to do the review tonight? What do we think? Anarchy in the Arena isn't always the feud ender. There is one match that will end a feud permanently. Goatee Reece, a different animal. I'm a different breed. Ugh. I feel alive. I would have said TV title, but there are already two of those. I actually like the Worldwide Championship. I actually really like that name. You absolutely can join us this weekend. You absolutely can. TNT is a TV title. It is. Doesn't get a lot, though. Alright then, here's a good question, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, at least steal Hell in a Cell, absolutely. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, a show of... So we have the Worldwide Championship. That's Aaron Loves Wrestling's podcast choice of name. You know what? You're getting a subscribe just for that. Absolutely. You know what? See, for that, he is getting a... He is getting a subscribe. I'm making sure I'm subscribed to him. Let me see. 38 subscribers. Let's build up his subscribers. I'm on Twitter and Instagram, but that Instagram is mostly for memes. But if you want me to talk about this channel and content-wise collabing, you can find me on Twitter. First of all, let me get on his go-to channel. There we go. I to be honest, see right now, and I'm sorry for anyone that doesn't like this, I'm watching a lot of videos about Karens getting arrested. I can't help it. I really can't help it. Guys, let's all go and give Aaron a subscribe. I want every single person to subscribe to Aaron right now, or we're not carrying on with the rest of the show. I'm not kidding. I will literally stop. That's how much community matters. I will not carry on until everybody subscribes. And I'll know because I'll check. Oh, don't worry, Darius. Nobody's going to do that. I'm trying to get so many. Pinchy, I want to build a good collaboration on the channel. Because Ailey is my co-host. I love having Matt on here. Catherine, when she's not being horny over Tony Khan and Kenny Omega and all that, she's always welcome on this channel. You guys are always welcome. We had James on the channel, Josh on the channel, Nathan's been on the channel. He'll be back. Keen's been on the channel. William's been on the channel. So many people. Jariah. Everybody's welcome on this channel. Just don't be a dick. But yeah, I want everybody to give Aaron a subscribe because you know what? I like people come in with fresh ideas, different concepts, a little bit of fun. Look at that, he's up to 40 now, so he's made 3 subscribers. Keep it going. I want everybody to subscribe to him. Top man, James. Top man. If you like gaming content, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, regardless of the game itself, check out James's channel. It's good stuff. Catherine rambles, but Catherine talks good shit. Matthew does great watch-alongs. Covey on TV, great wrestling reviews. And then you've got the weekly Steelchair, wrestling at its chaotic form. You hate tribalism. Good for you. Good for you. I admire that. Fuck tribalism. I've dropped it already, El Pinche, if you scroll up. I'll drop it again for you. Hold on. Click on that. But a wrestling lovers community is a good way to go about it. Cheers, Zodiac. Thanks, buddy. And I'm up to 340 subscribers now, so thank you, everybody. I appreciate that. See what I mean? You help people, they help you back. Because that is what community is all about. Instead of tearing people down, we tear Jey Uso down, because can't wrestle. But we actually do try and find our ways to try and make it fun. That's how it should be. We have fun. You're allowed to critique. You're allowed to be negative. You're allowed to be positive. Or you're allowed to be the guy who trolls. He is the troll of the channel, but we welcome him. What part is it not letting you click on? That's for everyone else to click on for you. We're trying to get your subscribers up, bud. Don't worry. I'm going to make it a personal mission to try and help you get 100 subscribers by the end of July. I'm going to try. Not because I have to, but because I want to. I want to help you get up to at least 100 by the end of it. Click on the link that Zodiac dropped, ladies and gentlemen. Click on that one. You're up to 42 subscribers now. See? And you know what? Just for coming in, being nice, being respectful. I like that. Hold on. And hold on, where is he? Pinchy, you're overdue as well. You want my Twitter account? Hold on. Here you go. Two seconds. That's also my Twitch channel as well. If anyone wants to watch me directly on Twitch, I am live on there as well, but just for gaming, that's where I am. You want to find me? Come looking. I'm not hard to find, especially when it comes to this. If you're if you're from Europe and we call it football, if you like football content, you can find me as well. I do another channel with a couple of friends of mine. It's called the World of Football Podcast. If you like soccer, because I know you call it soccer over there, World of Football Podcast, check that out as well. It's just a little football channel that I do with a couple of friends of mine, and we just tear shit apart and we have fun. Ask Catherine. But this is where my main spot is. This is where the magic happens. Because this is what I do. So, let's just refresh this screen. He's up to 43 subscribers. I sure as hell hope not. Orimagato. Right, ladies and gentlemen. Gotcha, bitch. Right, ladies and gentlemen. Top man, top man. Oh, hold on. 2 seconds. Couple of bits of news here, ladies and gentlemen, actually. Ugh, no Catherine, fuck her. A couple of bits of news. One, Goldberg is expected on Raw this week, so please don't watch. Number two, Hikuleo is expected to debut on SmackDown in the next couple of weeks, which could also mean tomorrow. The WWE draft is expected after SummerSlam. After SummerSlam. And I'll say this now, I'm expecting the World Champion and the WWE Champion to swap brands. I'm expecting the men's equivalent and the women's equivalent and the mid cards. I think they're all going to flip. Just saying. There's also something here for Catherine. I'm sorry in advance. I'm just having a quick read. Oh, it's nothing special. It's just that Randy Orton's going to be part of the King of the Ring. It's nothing special. Yep. Now, to be fair, I've read all your comments on the post and I burst out laughing. Like, Dorberg especially had me howling. 44 subscribers now, Adam, just to let you know. 44. And we've been live 53 minutes and we haven't even started this yet. Wait, who's an awesome luchador? Please tell me that you're not stalking his physique. Come on. Gunther. I take it you're very heavy for the gym resort. If that's the case, then fair enough. I'm not a gym person. I mean, there's evidence. Hartberg. Fuck's sake. Good man. I've noticed you said you're going as well. I can't wait to get your perspective on it. I'd love to hear what you think when we get to All In. Right. Oh, it's your first one. Nice. I was at the last two because it was obviously in Wembley. I was at the last two, so that was fun for me. Okay. I think we've had enough rain to the point that it might start raining outside. So meant to be getting some smooth jazz here, but I'm not. No, Catherine, you're good. No, Gunther's. I don't think Gunther's getting jobbed. Oh, this is horrible. Ooh. I like that. That is good. That is good. Injuryberg, he is. I was in the ring coming home from work, bloody pissing it down. Yeah, hold that pissing down. I think All In is going to be the best AEW pay-per-view ever. Okay, Fernando, that's a big one, my friend. That's a big take. You going to put your money where your mouth is? I'm only kidding. But I like the fact that you're coming at it. I think it's going to be incredible as well, but is it going to be the best pay-per-view ever? We won't know until we watch it. But that's a great take. Woo-hoo. I'll tell you what else is funny. StreamYard is absolutely getting decimated by Restream in terms of views. We've got far bigger audience, far better audience on Restream than we do StreamYard. So, ladies and gentlemen, in the chat, I want you all to say, fuck StreamYard. Are you planning on getting a Switch too? You're goddamn right. One more time for people in the back. You're goddamn right. Or, because this is a wrestling channel, ooh yeah, I'm gonna get myself a Switch too. Cause Macho Man plays a Switch in all damn video games. Catherine, I absolutely do not. That's more like it, Fernando. Everybody's battering StreamYard in the chat. I love how Maria is so, like, in an innocent way, just goes bleep StreamYard. I love that. I love that. Abel straight in. Good evening, everyone. Ash can fuck herself. Abel, you've got a mission. Our new friend in this channel. You must subscribe to his channel. Pronto. We've already gave him how many subscribers now? Let's have a look. We've now gave him 7 new subscribers. You will be the 8th. You're goddamn right. And that's the bottom line because the Pepsi Man said so. I guess what can I say? I mean, I don't have aura, but I've got words. The context is simple, Abul. The stream was ready to go last night from when AEW Summer Blockbuster was on. And then I come on to log into StreamYard and it doesn't work. So I had to physically use Restream, start a whole new stream just to watch and get us going. So we have to do this from Restream. So fuck StreamYard. But StreamYard will start working again. And that's the annoying thing. I've got no idea what Blue Sky is, but Twitter, sure. Mind you, it's not exactly a blue sky out there at the minute. It's a mixture of designs. Absolutely, Abel. StreamYard can fuck off. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm gonna try and get all the video catalog onto. If I can get all the video catalog onto StreamYard, from StreamYard onto Restream, I'll do that. Then I will just stop using StreamYard and I'll just upgrade to the full 50 quid a month on Restream, and I'll use Restream going forward. I need to see who's actually competing, but I don't know. Let me have a quick look at Restream for 2 seconds. Video storage. That is seriously bad. Yeah, I figured as much. Apple. Right, let's see. What have I got on here? So I get 500 megabytes per video. Okay. Well, it's something. Yeah, he is ripped. And he's on 45 subscribers. See, we've gave him some good subs. And if you don't think the power of the weekly Steelchair can't do that shit, then you're off your heat. Because that's what community does best, so jack off to that. Right. Ladies and gentlemen, let's begin the festivities. Our 4-hour experience begins. With a 30-minute time limit, one fall to a finish contest between Big Pressure, the realist, the former world champion himself, Swerve Strickland, versus his European compatriot, his friend and foe alike, someone he's mentored, someone he's royally destroyed endless times. It was in the strength to strength moment. This is Will Ospreay versus Swerve Strickland 2. And for a very short walk to the ring, it certainly feels big. It feels panoramic. Well, here's the thing. See if bloody front row tickets weren't expensive. I would have had one. That was a name, of course. It was an amazing match, and that's what we're going to discuss. So, I, for one, I'm not going to get all Dave Meltzer and say this is a fucking 7-star or 5.5 or 20 stars, all that bollocks. That's his thing. That's not mine. What I am going to say is this match was simply fucking enjoyable. And I'm glad we got it. Because start to finish, this is what wrestling feels like. You can be in it for the storytelling. You can be in it for the conversation. You can be in it for someone getting their head caved in with a steel chair. Or you can simply watch two people simply beat the living fucking piss out of each other. And that is what we got. Loved it. Ospreay bust his nose from one of the forearm strikes from Swerve. It was not meant to happen. It was an accident, but in circumstance, he drove that sumbitch into his face. Nice of you to say that, Smooth. Thank you. And now, whilst you're here, Smooth, go and subscribe to our bud. Go and subscribe to Aaron Loves Wrestling podcast. He's part of the journey. We've got a personal mission. We're going to get him to 100 subscribers by the end of July. I mean, there's a lot of things I want to get put on here, but I'll tell you what I am trying to get. I am trying to get a big fuck off design up on that wall. I'm trying to figure shit out. We're reviewing the... Right now, we are doing the opening match. We've been talking for a full hour or so without even getting to Dynamite. Simple answer, David, absolutely not. Because, like ECW, he will destroy the heart and soul of something and replace it with gobshites and Samoans that can't wrestle, which is painful enough. So, to answer your question, it's not a no, but a hell no. Thank you, Dutch Mantel. And thanks for replying to me this week, sir. I know you do, mate. I've seen your comment. I've not replied to it, so I apologise. I'm going to have a quick check, but I know you've replied to a post I put up, so 2 seconds. See, I do shit like this whilst we're live. Smooth Sports Gaming. Yep, absolutely spot on about what I said. Brother, you're not wrong. Spot on, mate. You're absolutely spot on. For context, everyone, I put up a tweet, I put up a post on the community tab. I put up a post on the community tab about WWE are going to start the inevitable feud between Liv Morgan and Raquel Palumbo versus the Bella Twins, all because of Nikki Bella's status behind the scenes. Home life, of course, was brought up. Apparently, Brie Bella took exception to this. We know that it's a joke, but I'm going to say this now. I get it, but that doesn't make this feud exciting. If you want to make this feud exciting, just get those young rats to just go psycho at the veterans who are coming back and stealing their spot. Funny fact, it always works. I've got a feeling that they're not going to make this relatable. They're not going to make it fun. And no, I don't think anyone's going to like it. They're coming back for 2 title shots. This one's expected to Evolution 2. And it's probably going to be very towards the end of the show as well. But there you go. Pain is real. Yeah, Los Angeles. Abel's in hell, so Abel can be caught anywhere. But hey, if it ain't broke, it's broke. And when it ain't broke, it's broke. No, he hasn't passed away. No, I'm just saying thank you, Dutch, by just acknowledging him in the nicest way. Dutch is still alive. Thank God. He's not got a show this week though, so I'll have. So that's crap, but I'll wait for his next show. I think we know what happens at that point, Zodiac. I can think of one word being chanted at the loudest of their lungs. One word, 4 letters, and it's not beginning with Y. I'm not saying it out loud because I have a little bit of respect. Even though I don't like them. Oh, don't worry. I agree. You want to know something else that came out this week? Shock news. I want you guys to tell me what you think of this. And I'm not joking, by the way. This is true. Tell me what you think about this. What's up, Lark Bark? And I'm not kidding, this is true, but she said this. The funny thing is this might piss you off about certain talents that absolutely have nothing to do with this show, and it doesn't relate to them. But this was recent. Let me know what you think about this. What do you think about that, ladies and gentlemen? And this is I can pull up. This is true. Aaron, that's awesome, dude. For me, overall, I'd say 2021 was the best. It was the best year, but I'm looking forward to seeing the years to come. But I do like what we get throughout. Those 4 years in particular, 2019, 2020, 21, 2022, were phenomenal. But 2023, 24, and currently 2025, 6 months in, it still had some great moments that we should not at all count out or disrepute. Zodiac, trust me, I won't be watching it either. But this is what Chelsea Green stated. She wants Total Divas to come back. She thinks 75% of the women's division in the last 10 years joined WWE because of that show. So she's saying that the likes of Shayna Baszler, Asuka, Ronda Rousey all joined because of that show. Not a chance. The Japanese talent, Rhea Ripley as well, Toni Storm before she left, they never joined because of that show. Not a chance. I'd love to know why she thinks 75%. She has a point, but that's too high a percentage. Far too high. I don't know where she gets that from. Big respect to Chelsea Green. I'm a huge fan. But this is absolute horseshit. I agree with that as well, Aaron. Gym becomes an excuse not to work out. I just don't go to a gym. It's not my style. I think maybe 30% is enough. See, the funny thing is, I saw the clips for the original version years ago, right? So I'm not gonna lie, like I don't know anything about it because that's not true. I do, but see, when you look at what they did on that show, they made so many horrible mistakes, and the biggest one is they exposed those people to the worst side of the business because look at the shit they got, and they were allowed to do that. Like, that's the stuff you don't do. Especially when it exposes people's personal issues that they can't control. Like, obvious example, look at Soraya. Look what happened to Soraya because of that show. Like I say, the clips are there. You watch the clips just so you can understand the circumstance. It's horrible shit. That's the stuff that I hate about wrestling. That's the stuff that should not be allowed. But guess what? They do it anyway because it's money. James, I think I completely agree with that. I hope we don't get it. I hope it doesn't come back. Chelsea, if you want to watch Total Divas, top tip, go back and watch the original stuff and stick to it. Just go on your TV and just hit repeat. It's not hard. You can that. Protect kayfabe, I wish. I wish. Oh yeah, they do. It's so bad. It's so bad. I can't take that shit seriously. Like, that shit you can't take seriously. I'm just looking at all these cool fonts. Yep. Spot on, Smooth. Spot on. Nah. Does that go on the left? I think Mox should lose to Darby. That might be that might be a controversial take because it started with him. I don't know when you give the belt to Darby otherwise. How is it controversial when myself and Zodiac have been saying it for the past month? Just out of interest, how is it controversial? It's fundamentally true. Like, when you look at it, it's the right call. Oh, that looks like the Matrix. I'm going with this. Simply put, you're not wrong. I think it is the right decision. Ah, come on. That hurts El Pinchy. That's one way to put it, Abo. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. They are getting way too comfortable. And I'm not a fan of that. In AEW, it's just called the AEW World Championship. They actually don't list it as AEW World Heavyweight Champion. And I think the reason why is because they would have a Rey Mysterio repeat. Because that's what happened to Rey Mysterio. They renamed it from WWE. Sorry, they renamed it from the World Heavyweight Championship to the World Championship. Oh, fuck's sake. I don't think so. I don't think so. People remember how it all started. This could be it as well, which is understandable. Anyway, back to this opening match. So, there were obviously Hangman Adam Page is obviously in the opening show as well, like the opening segment. Christopher Daniels is there. The Death Riders follow him, but the match itself is just violent and it's speed. And I'm gonna say this: it's actually the right result. I actually think this match got the result that we should have got. I think he'll build up to it and then he'll take it. I think he takes the title towards the end of the year before he loses it. I don't think it's going to be Hangman Page. I don't think it is. I think Hangman will be in the running, but I don't think he wins it. I think Darby does. I think he'll win it before we get the shocker. Like the shock turn. That's my opinion anyway. I think it'll lead to that. Mm-hmm. His promo skills are actually not so bad. He, like you say, moxie. That's a good way. That's a good way to describe him. I like that. But for moxie, it's this. This is not to panic you. I mean, I'm dyslexic, so I'm coming back at you in the correct way. But that's moxie. Just to help. Mm-hmm. It is. It's doing its part, though. Like, it's doing its part. Which I actually really like. In terms of dominant fashion, obviously Swerve has the constant number on Will Ospreay. He does dominate this. Fair enough. Fair enough. We got Dead Eyes, we got Big Pressures, we got multiple Swerve Stomps, House Calls, Stormbreaker. Like, the match is good, but it did become a heavy finisher fest, but the match is exciting. That's my only thing is you can be exciting or not, but you can't overdo them. You've got to maintain some completeness, and luckily that's what we get. We get some completeness. Following the match, obviously, the Death Riders do come out, they attack everybody. Autocorrect is a dick. And then obviously we get the moment the Bucks get the revenge with the attack shoes, and instead of getting Swerve in the face, they get Ospreay right clean and right between the eye and the cheek. They really got him good. This was perfect. Whilst I mock Stardust. I love mocking Stardust, it's fun. And I do it in style. Like a boss. I mean, that shit happens, Smooth. But you can always rise. That wasn't that's not Crimson. Totally different show. Totally different. After this later on, we do get a segment behind the scenes where the Bucks are seen with Hangman again, planting the seed. Whose side is he really on? Are we plotting the downfall of Hangman? Are we plotting the next war? Or is Prince Nana and Swerve, do they actually understand where Hangman's coming from? We're about to see. Do you think there's too many kickouts in AEW? In general, it certainly is. There you go, Abo, ya donut. I still have it on box set. Maria, to be honest, I do think there are. I think it's a whole issue across the business right now. There's so many kickouts, but I do like it. Prince Nana cheapens Swerve. I don't think so. I think they're the right combination for each other. And we've always seen that. We're lucky that we have that partnership, in my opinion. It is. It's a major problem. I'm not a fan of it. I don't like it. If it's lots of kickouts that are standard wrestling moves, then I get it. But finishers, that's the bugbearer I have. Mistico returns to AEW, and he is in action. Swerve said he heard everything, yeah. He said that, yeah. Which makes you wonder. If he heard everything, then he'll know. This is a short and sweet match, but it's actually a good one. It's good to see Mystical free. I hate the fact that the Sin Cara thing did let him down. He should realistically be in the clear, but you never know. They might find a spin on it. got to remember as well, he is a legit guy as well. Prince Nana is legit. Is it a bit too corny? Perhaps. But his character work is second to none. He's having fun. He's having no detriment whatsoever. I don't think there's much of a problem. I would rather see him doing it than someone like Daniel Garcia, who's an embarrassment to pro wrestling anyway. Yeah, we're going to come on to him in a minute because he needs to get smoked. And he's going to get smoked. Sure thing, Aaron. Thanks for tuning in. I think what it does well for Swerve is it gives Swerve a little bit of a human feeling to him, because the way he comes across like a bit like Terminator. Like nothing can break him, nothing can stop him. Everything is about being number one, being the best, being painful, being destructive. Whereas Prince Nana brings like that little bit of human element. So that's why I like them. That's why I like those two together, to be honest. I thought last year he was going to turn on him, though. I did think he was going to turn on him, but he didn't. But yeah, so Mistico versus Blake Christian. To be fair, they've been together for years. Like, they've been together for years, which is a good thing. At least that's something, rather than just, they're okay. No, they built that over time, which I do like. But yes, so Mistico would get the win with the Spanish Fly. Blake Christian, not gonna lie, I don't think he's got enough ability or interest to make me commit to him. I think he will, Abu. And you're welcome, Aaron. Honestly, you're so welcome. Following this, of course, Zodiac is right. MJF comes out looking like an absolute goof. And he challenges Mystical for a match at AEW Grand Slam Mexico, which is next week. And then he said he was bringing back the red, white, and blue before he tried to take the mask off. Okay. I'm not going to be a hypocrite. I refuse to be one. So I'm going to say this. I am getting sick and tired of the taking masks off luchador spot. I actually hate that spot. Many people will like it. I honestly hate it. I would rather you rip the masks apart or something. Stop taking them off. That's what you think, Zodiac. I don't think he generated enough heat. I don't think there was enough heat for MJF. I think he was relatively okay. He wasn't special. And he won't be special. I just don't like this consistency we try to take masks off luchadors. Oh, it's stupid. It's genuinely stupid, and I'm sick of it. MJF, you know he's going to come out to some sort of American theme song. He's going to be in his American suit, similar to MJF. I mean, he is literally wearing a cheap MJF rip-off singlet. No worries, James. I will see you tomorrow, bro. I will see you tomorrow. We're hoping he'll have Heat Zodiac, but we'll find out. Commander obviously is injured backstage. This is a plot. And then his mask is obviously taken off. Not really. I don't think it is. It isn't too similar to Chad. Because remember, he was already doing that before. They're all, in a way, American homage. Okada and Callis goes back. Okada and Callis goes back to the very beginning of their the Omega Okada feud in Japan. It goes back to that. It also goes back to Omega being so tied to Don Callis that what's the best way to hurt him? Go to his biggest rival. That's my counterpoint to that one. It actually throws that in. I'm not sure he's going to be a full member of the Callis family anyway, but he's certainly a big twist for now. It's a big twist. Mascaro Dorada obviously stands in, teams up with Speedball, Mike Bailey, and Kevin Knight. This wasn't a bad match. It wasn't great either, but it was still a good watch. My only concern, yeah, they did bait it a lot. All I'm gonna say is wait and see. I think they tried too hard with this one, and I don't like MJF using MVP's moveset as well. It actually makes this thing rotten. But I just don't like it. I think the problem is getting real teams nowadays isn't easy across the whole landscape. Across the whole landscape, it's a big issue. Nah, he won't. He won't do a thing. It was a good result though. The heels do pick up the win. But trepidation stands tall. Okay. Hangman in the ring, destroyed by Moxley. Oh yeah, that's what they're trying to do. But it doesn't work. That Sammy Uso angle was also shite. Proper shite. There was so many delays in trying to save Hangman here. That's what I like about this. It actually works. Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling, yeah, I've got big hopes for them. I really do. Like, I think we've got so much coming from them. Now for my, truth be told, my favorite match of the entire night. Not for me, it wasn't. Sorry. I recognised it was a trough moment to try and turn that horrible bloodline story around, but I didn't enjoy any of it. And I don't like Sami Zayn anyway. Like, the guy just cannot keep his mouth shut. I personally never liked it. Not yet, because it wasn't on this show. It was on the second half. But we're getting close to that, though. Don't worry. We've got the main show end, like the main match ending the first 2 hours. We're doing that just now, and then we'll get to Julia Hart Storm shortly. But I wanted to talk about this match first because I really loved this match. Ty Mello, for all the time she's been out of the ring, she is absolutely brilliant, and I love the involvement. Megan Bayne, brilliant. I thought Megan Bayne was absolutely brilliant in this one, but I don't actually think she was the best performer in this match. I think Ty Mello was. I think Penelope Ford has improved a lot. I think Anna Jay's still smooth in the ring, doesn't make many mistakes, looks out for her opponent and herself. All round, this actually was a very good tag match, and it was nice to see the women get a chance in a prominent spot and be allowed to just run with it. All round, I thought it was excellent. I really did. I like what we're seeing. I think this is building up to the tag team titles. This would be my first tag team. I would give it to Ty Mello, Anna Jay. I would make them the tag champs. It feels like a fever pitch. It feels it's pillar. Yes, she is. I'm eager to see what happens, though. I think Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford might recruit someone and make themselves a trio, which will then allow Megan to go back into the singles run. Penelope Ford will then be with the tag team representative, and then we can develop. I feel like they're building to that. And they should. And then is the main event of the first 2 hours. She did indeed, yep. I really liked the match. I thought it, start to finish, it had a good feeling to it. And it really was start to finish. It just flowed well. Nothing I can't fault, really. I really admire that stuff. Now for the main event segment of the first 2 hours. Omega Okada, the contract signing. I love that we got played. Oh yeah, she was mad. Like I'm saying, Penelope Ford has improved, but she did make a mistake. It was a bad one. Luckily, no one got hurt. The contract signing for the AEW Unified Championship is underway. As we get the handshake from Okada and Omega, out comes Don Callis with the biggest shock. The Rainmaker destroys the Cleaner, destroys him in front of Don Callis and draws blood. Now he draws blood because he's going after what Omega's been out with. He goes after the area where he had the surgery for the diverticulitis. This is to really weaken the international champion. It's to show that he is vulnerable still. This is great storytelling. Did they may have go slight overkill? Maybe. But you won't forget it. And that's what matters. It was brutal, and I love the fact that they just fucking legged it. They legged it. The handshake ends the show. The brutality starts the next part of the next show, the collision side of it. We got treated to carnage. I don't think Adam Cole will go to the NWA. But if he does at some point, I would be all up for that. Oh, it was so brutal, Zodiac. That's what I love about it, and I love the vulnerability. And the vulnerability versus cockiness. I think it was perfect. We're going to see something at All In. Match 5 is going to deliver. But watch how they get to the match. That's the special side we're going to get. And I like that both men came out in very fitting suits. They looked like champions of old. Fucking loved that. I get where you come from, but I think in this case it was believable because you can see that he is selling it based on the fact he had a real life condition that could have killed him and nearly killed him. So I think in elements where his believability isn't true, I think it was in this case. I think it was because you can see it. You can see it in the eyes as well, the facial expressions. It stands out. Okada's a natural seller anyway. He's naturally gifted to that. I think this was his best in some time. And I love the way that they did a promotional package as well for the rivalry. I'm glad that we got that as well. Here's the thing, when people say, oh, but they don't do anything to tie into what happened. Well, they have. They've made you remember. Yeah, the beatdown spot was fantastic. It sucked you in. You won't forget that. And then run away like thieves in the night. Zodiac spot on. He is going to make Okada sweat all the way up to All In with the cockiness that Okada has. Let Don Callis and Okada mock him all the way through. What we're going to get is a spectacle. Hour 3 of the show begins with Adam Cole coming out to commentary. And our first match of the second half of the evening begins with Anthony Bowens versus Kyle Fletcher. All In is 31 days away, July 12th. It's literally a month today. TNA versus NWA has already been a battle to the finish. TNA in the end kind of won. Well, I don't think we'll ever see anything great like that again, though. That was one of my favourite partnerships in wrestling. That was a partnership. I've got a controversial opinion. I hate to say this, but Anthony Bowens is actually being out delivered by his former tag team partner. I liked his gimmick when he returned, but he is not getting over. He's a good worker, and his promos translate really well, but the crowd don't believe in him. They've had 4 matches together. At their best, they had 4 big matches, and they've had tag matches together, all sorts. They've done so much together, yeah. At its peak. Kyle Fletcher, you can see in the mid to upper card scene, he has a very high ceiling. Do I think he's going to be a main event world champion? No. Do I think he will still become one? I think so. But I think we are gearing up to him finally taking that TNT title. And I'm eager to see how they do it. But Anthony Bowens, I'm not sure what you do with him, because I don't think the fans are believing in him. I like his look. I like it the way he works. But something's gone wrong, and I don't know what it is. Yeah, I think it has, and I'll tell you why. Because I think Max Caster got it spot on by being that comic jobber who just puts people over, but claims he's the best. He's actually getting people on screen, and it's working. Bowens, I think he's fucked. It's a good match. Don't get me wrong. But you can tell in this match which one has the star power and which one doesn't. Anthony Bowens, your star power is fading fast. You've got to rehash, sir, and think wisely. Otherwise, you're going to get punted out the door like last night's cheese. And I'd hate to see that to Anthony Bowens, because I like Anthony Bowens. Who can survive the best wrestler alive? Me. I would squash him in 45 seconds. Interview segment. That's a good way. That's a good idea. That is a good idea. I don't think it's a bad thing for him. I think it works. Up next, we have a segment from Carlos Cabrera interviewing Atlantis with his son Atlantis Jr. Unfortunately, the big goof, Stokely Hathaway and FTR interrupt. What's the nicest way to say this? This segment was absolutely dreadful. I don't think they could have done. I think it was losing its steam. They had to stop it. And fans did not care for the Acclaimed anymore. Like, I personally hated the gimmick anyway. Once you get so much of it, you get sick of it. I got sick of it after, a year and a half. I was like, I can't take this anymore. I couldn't take it anymore. It became alright, I'll tolerate them on TV because I know something better's coming anyway. But when it got so many years in, I was like, just shoot me. It dragged on longer than it did, and they didn't refresh themselves. And that's also their fault. Like, they deserve fault for that. I think we're going somewhere, though. And I think Max Caster's the one that's safe. Anthony Bowens, I don't think he's going anywhere. Yeah, if they stopped the scissor and stuff and the shitty raps, it would have been fine. I don't think in the sense of it is like the New Day, but I see where you're coming from. The difference is the New Day at least tried to switch up. The Acclaimed did not. They didn't do anything to switch up. As for the segment between FTR, the big baldy that bores me to death, Atlantis and Atlantis Jr., all the shithousery we got as well. Yes, we've got an 8-man tag match that's been set up for Grand Slam Mexico, but honest to God, this was fucking dreadful. The thing is, it sold for a finite period of time because people at that point weren't sick of it. Eventually, it became too much, and we're like, nah, you can get to fuck. Timeless Toni Storm attacked before her match begins by Julia Hart and the Sky Booty Blue. Again, I like Julia Hart and Sky Blue together. Great team. That's natural. And I like that. That's fun. Toni Storm, I like that she came out dressed like a boxer. Like a prime boxer. That's what I'm saying. They didn't do anything to refresh themselves. You can't just rely all the time on someone above you. If you've got an idea, pitch it. Or pitch a way to freshen up. If you don't do that, you're going to get left behind. And they were. This was fun. Simply put, this match was fun. I like the constant use of the tarantula. I like the fact that we got ways of the hip attack, German suplexes, fisherman suplexes. Julia Hart's Mystique was on form. Mercedes was eating her steak, which is okay, I suppose. I like the fact that she's out there watching, studying the champion, whilst eating a good meal. It was money for so long. So long, but yet shit happens. It's their own fault. Not everything lasts though, which we know. Despite losing Julia Hart, you can be proud. You've come so far, and you're settling really well now, and I like that. After the match, Mercedes Moné gets in the ring, attacks the champion. Mina Shirakawa comes out to defend her, gets destroyed herself. We got something. I'm waiting to see how Storm reacts to how she got taken out, though. We're going to see. During this match, however, we do get Mercedes Moné challenging Zeuxis for the CMLL Women's World Championship. I really hope she doesn't win this belt. She's already lost one belt. We need to start the coming down period of her holding titles, but I do not want her to. I think the match will be great, by the way, but I don't want to see her win the title in Mexico. I really don't. Her offense is a little bit of a mixture, but I see why you want a little bit more old school. She can dip in and out. That's what makes her clever. Simply put, I'm skipping the next one. I don't care. I'm skipping the next match altogether. I'm just going to say fair play Wheeler Yuta. That's all I'm going to say. Bandito versus Beast Mortos. I'm going straight to this one. Beast Mortos, incredible. I really love this. This match was just absolutely incredible. We're not getting Bandito, sadly, in Mexico. but we are at least getting them Super Card of Honor, so I'm alright for that. We'll see what happens. I'm eager to see what they do. I think the more you put on her, the more it becomes difficult for her to hold it all. Otherwise, she's going to have someone carrying them all for her. One of my favourite women's wrestlers is up next, and she cooks again. Thekla. Up against Queen Aminata. This is fun. This is a fun one to watch. Aminata, for most of this match, is bullying her, but I love the turnaround, unique offense. Then you get the spear into the death trap. We get a throat slash, unlike TNA who have gone away from it because people are telling them to do it. I love that she's like, I'm not fucking stopping. This was absolutely violent in terms of how she comes across, and I love the look. I've always liked that about Thekla. She's not a standard lookalike. She does Jordan Grace's attire better than Jordan Grace. Even though Jordan Grace is a great wrestler, like Thekla does the look better than Jordan. That's not a knock on Jordan, it's just a fact. Her use of the tarantula is scary, and Tony Schiavone and Nigel McGuinness put her over excellently on commentary. Fair play to the boys. They do it really, really well. And then backstage, Kip Sabian does a video package for Nick Wayne. Fair enough. That's cool with me. Four hours of TV, main events with an 8-man tag. Josh Alexander, one of my absolute favourites in the world, alongside another favourite, Takeshita. Hechicero, this guy is so cool. And Lance Archer up against Paragon. And Daniel really does bore me to death, Garcia. It's hard to book multi-man tag matches, but I like this one. Everyone gets a shot to compete, everyone gets time in the ring, everyone gets to form some potentially credible feuds. Not incredible, credible. You can see they're going to still build to... Nah. It's Team Alexander. You can see they're still building to Fletcher versus Adam Cole, the rematch. But now you've added more people into the mix for potential challengers as well, which I really like. I like the fact that it was a good way to end the match. That German suplex after you've been stunned hurts like hell, and Josh Alexander aims to kill you when he hits a German suplex. The match stakes are raised. The stakes for Grand Slam Mexico, we've got an 8-man and a 10-man tag match next week, which is wild. We're being treated to lots of good matches. Final count on Aaron's podcast. He's up to 46 subs now, which I like. Storm match segment was my favourite. Hot lesbian action with 2 chicks is a plus for me. I love the touch of Minnie Evington. I like that. Like, I actually like that it was a full meal this time, thank God. She wasn't eating scrubs this time. But I like that. She's not going to eat all of it, but she's going to play on it. That's really good stuff. That's whoever pitched that. That's very well done. Let's see if I can get the full card for next week. So currently we have MJF versus Mistico. Sorry, 10-man to 12-man, sorry, I got my numbers wrong, sorry. Then we've got Zeuxis defending the CMLL Women's World Championship against Mercedes Moné. Your 10-man tag match is the Death Riders, Moxley, Castagnoli, Wheeler Yuta, and the Bucks versus the Ops. In a way, it does. Versus the Ops, Samoa Joe, Powers Hobbs, and Katsuhiro Shibata with Swerve and Will Ospreay. And then the 12-man tag match, Adam Cole, Atlantis Jr., Bandito, Brody King, Daniel Garcia, and Templario versus Don Callis family, Hechicero, Alexander, Takeshita, Kyle Fletcher, with FTRs, Cash Wheeler, and Dax Harwood. So you're going to get I reckon you might get Stokely Hathaway and Don Callis at ringside. Maybe more to come. I don't know what other matches we might get, but that's what we have. If it ends up being a 4-match card, I'm okay with that for the Dynamite. One company values change, the other stays the same. And it doesn't bode well, does it? I feel calmer now. I don't feel pissed off like I did earlier on. And I got 3 new subs. Thanks to all you guys, which I really do appreciate. I really do. This channel is everything to me, but it's you guys that make it special. Right. Cena should be coming out with no music. Yo, what's up, Nick? How are you doing, buddy? Trivia King. You're goddamn right. It's just people that he's beaten went, nah, you'll work. You can't beat a good shortcut. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, over to you. Because you know what it is. Yeah, of course. That'd be quality. I'll be around tomorrow night, 100%. I watched back your other one. I couldn't make the last one. I was absolutely exhausted. But I will be around for tomorrow's show, 100%. Zero out of as many numbers as you want. I don't want to see that bitch in TNA. Ha, I like that. That is so cool. AJ Styles. Hmm. I'm not actually sure. A good concept is a great one. They've pretty much done all the concepts I like. Maybe something to do with... Maybe something to do with fire or electricity. Or something based on a snowy landscape like Alaska. I don't know. 100%. 100% release. He ain't staying. That would be hilariously painful to watch. Thoughts on Seth and his goons getting new music that isn't done by Def Rebel? Well, Limp Bizkit want to do Drum Breakers, which, if it ends up happening, cool. I'll be surprised if that actually happens, though. But they do need some serious music. If they want to be taken seriously as a group, they need to get their presentation in order. But to be fair, their group is shit anyway, so... To think Netflix have actually decided not to give a season 3 of Heels, and they're going about a whole new concept. Something new for their program, like anyone actually cares. Netflix are doing like their own like someone rises to fame series. I'm like, you're fucking useless. Do you think the Bumbaclats are winning the tag titles again? Yeah, they probably will. Cokehead and the DUI are gonna win the tag titles at some point. Not as much as I used to, but yes. As a human being, no. If you could only wrestle one wrestler, who would it be? I can't have one. Can't. Nah, Heels was actually good. Glow was crap. Heels was good. In fact, picking one wrestler is to wrestle is too hard. Because I know who I would want, but it means I'm alienating a certain few that I absolutely would love to actually work with. I don't think I can pick one. I don't think I can pick one. That includes who's in my head. It's tricky. It's a great question, but it's tricky. Because I would pick... That means I have to pick one person from 5 or 6 specific people. Which is hard to pick one from that list. probably Ricky Gervais. I don't pay attention to comedy that much. Films wise, it's probably Jim Carrey, but I don't pay attention to comedy that much, so sue me. Otis, I'd love to kick in the sea with an anchor tape tied to his ankles. Well, he said comedic star, and Otis isn't a star. If it was star though, then comedic star, then well, that's a more fun one. I'm looking forward to watching the 8-4-1 match tonight to see who wins that. I think it'll be Killer Kelly or Indy Hartwell. How do you rate 96 Goldust? For a period when WWE was struggling, he was a shining light. The character was controversial, but it was done brilliantly. Not entirely sure who that is, sorry. What she got for me? This is all based on you, obviously. This is your question time, so whatever you guys got, I'll answer. I haven't watched that in years, so my memory of that is ridiculous. Ridiculously bad. I haven't watched it in years. Mount Rushmore of controversial wrestlers. Alright then. Randy Savage. Shawn Michaels. Tetsuya Naito. Chris Jericho. That's a great question, Maria, but I'll definitely give you an answer for that one 100%. The four I gave you is my Mount Rushmore of controversial wrestlers. If I was allowed to add a fifth on there, it's probably Raven. In fact, you know what? I'm going to add 5. I'm adding Raven. That was controversial on its own. But yeah. Macho Man, Michaels, Chris Jericho, Raven, and, well, you've already heard the other names, so... I think he will, Fernando. He would for me, Glenn. If you could become friends with one wrestler, who would it be? Considering the fact that we follow each other on Twitter and I've had him interact with me, but I'd love to actually physically be friends. If I could be friends with him, it'd be quality. I would have to say I'd have to say Kurt Angle. I'd have to say Kurt Angle. Although, to be fair, if I was friends with Brett or Kurt, my mind would be happy. What's your Mount Rushmore of biggest potential but failed? Monty Brown. Mick Foley would. My cousin loves Mick Foley. She's met him several times. Biggest potential but failed. Mr. Kennedy. Mr. Kennedy's one. He is cemented on there. All right. Mr. Kennedy. Skrull. His own damn fault. Monty Brown. Magnum TA. Chris Candido was absolutely brilliant. He was brilliant. Why Kurt or why Brett? The real side of humor, but the good side of wrestling. You can chat to them for hours about it and you wouldn't feel bored. Mount Rushmore controversial moments in wrestling. Alright, Brawl for All. Montreal Screwjob. Bash at the Beach, 96. And the cage incident with Dusty Rhodes, Ric Flair, and the Horsemen, etc. That heel turn on Dusty Rhodes. RVD would be chill, but then again, he'd be smoking so much shit, so depends on what side of RVD you're getting. But he would be chill. Sweet. But yeah, Chris Candido was really good. It's just a shame that he was stuck with that evil cow, Tammy Sitch. I hope she rots in prison. I don't care. Like, I hope she rots. Like, her, I hope every part of her rots to ash. I got no sympathy for her. None. The only bad thing about StreamYard is StreamYard's slightly Restream's slightly behind. So I'm like well into like 5 3/4 minutes, whereas the video's like 6:10. I'm like, for God's sake. No, she turns into shit. You can't turn shit into even bigger shit like Ash by Elegance, but Tammy Sitch is a cow. Oh, I've seen the mugshot and I've heard the court stuff as well. She's a psycho. She should never be allowed out of prison. Ever. True or false? Shawn Michaels' Sunny Days comment was a work, or Shawn was just high on painkillers? It was a work. Sad reality is it was based on true events. In his mind. Because the mind was warped. But the guy was gone. Like, he was mentally gone. Shawn Michaels was a disease to wrestling at that time. The guy was great in terms of what he did in the ring, but this is when he started to draw. Like, the weird thing is, this is when he started to draw money. He didn't draw money as world champion the first time, let alone the second time. The third time is when he drew money. Oh, don't worry, Abel. He's talking about the mugshot of Sunny when she went to prison. It is disgusting. That thing has morphed into an alien. She looks like a fucking alien. But I think there's so many clamoring factors about Shawn Michaels with Sonny that's bad. Either way, it led to so many problems with, like, from Brett's family as well. They went psycho. Tell you what, though, I'm looking forward to a couple of days' time. I'm looking forward to. She did. I'm looking forward to Priscilla Kelly teaming up with and wrestling Zachary Vince. That is not true. That's not true. I think you're downplaying contributions that the likes of Brett did with Austin as well. When Brett was over as a heel. Like, Brett drew money in 97. Hogan was drawing money. The Clown. But Stone Cold and Rock did draw huge money. But to say no one else drew money, I think is a bit harsh to say. They drew money. Especially when they needed it. Because they were fucked. If I had to probably wrestle someone, it's probably going to be Brett or Kurt. I'd probably have to choose one of those two. Although AJ would be a great wrestle. That'd be great. Bulldog drew a bit of money in England, he did. But that's because of Brett. Brett was more over. But that was a great main event. And this was a great show. Ladies and gentlemen, I am going to bounce. Thank you all for watching. It's been a pleasure. Please look after yourselves, stay safe, and I will be back tomorrow. Whether it's going to be on this or StreamYard, we'll find out. But one thing's for sure is I am going to be here. Thanks to all new subscribers. Thank you all for helping Aaron grow his channel. We're going to keep doing whatever we can to help everyone grow. Because that's what the Weekly Steelchair does best. What do you think is the most successful indie promotion in the history of wrestling? Good question. I'd have to say Progress. Progress or Rev Pro. Maybe a bit biased, but there's so many good ones out there. Ring of Honor, you could say that, but they became a fully fledged company. They went from that to something bigger. But Ring of Honor is a great one. But they went away from independence. So there's a contrast. But Progress, Rev Pro, they are indie companies. So's GCW. Make of that what you will.